issue of potential Medicaid cuts has been at the forefront of many protests and discussions across the country and in Sioux Falls. Now, a newly formed coalition is looking to carry on that fight.
Grant Green joined the launch of the group's campaign and has more tonight on how cuts could hurt the family unit.
The coalition is called Hands Off Medicaid, and they are looking to rally support against possible Medicaid cuts.
The group estimates that if the cuts from the Big Beautiful Bill are passed, then almost 27,000 South Dakotans could lose out on coverage entirely.
This is a sharp reversal of an 80-year trend to try and get more families the health coverage they need.
Dr. Thomas Dean, a doctor with over 30 years of practice in family medicine, says it will hurt many mothers in the state.
Medicaid is a major payer for prenatal and delivery and postpartum care, and that's a major concern, especially in rural areas, but across the country.
Without Medicaid, Dr. Dean says medical care for the pregnancy journey is tough to support.
OB care typically is a money loser for hospitals, and especially for small rural hospitals that are already financially stressed. And if we lose Medicaid coverage, it will make that problem even worse.
Nearly 150,000 South Dakotans are enrolled in Medicaid, with 42% of enrollments being pregnant and postpartum women.
The Big Beautiful Bill narrowly passed the Congressional House and is now waiting on a vote in the Senate. In Sioux Falls, Grant Green, Dakota News Now.